Now, it's probably just because he's one of the older 5 stars, but I feel like not many people talk about Childe, even though he's one of the most unique characters in the game, and to this date has an ability that no other character can do. But just a little quick test, who do you think is the main DPS in this party? This 5-star character that took a lot of primo gems to get, or these 4-star characters that you can basically just get for free? If you said Childe, you're dead wrong. And that's where I'll get into my next point. Childe isn't a main DPS, which might surprise a couple of people because you might see some showcase footage of Childe and say something like, he does high damage, he must be a main DPS. But realistically, he's just a hydro applicator for a melt or a freeze team. For example, I just showed you one of his best teams with Bennett, Xiangling, and Sucrose. The main DPS would be this girl, and the supports who you think would buff Childe are actually there to buff Xiangling. So basically, all Childe is doing on this team is applying hydro for Xiangling's ult to vaporize and hit the enemy for just insane damage. Now, I didn't know he wasn't a main DPS when I pulled for him over a year ago. I just thought he looked pretty cool and I really liked his animations. But people might make the argument that Childe isn't really that good of a solo character, which isn't wrong, but like I said earlier, he has an ability that no other character can do. And that's how we can swap between a bow for long range and swords for short range. Some of my friends who saw me maining Childe were kinda confused because I have other characters in my party that do higher damage and are more flexible in most teams. But when I told them that he swaps between a bow and a sword, they all thought he was the coolest character in the game. Now apart from that, he's also hydro, which might sound pretty stupid when I say, but it's my favorite element. Let me explain. If you know about elemental reactions, you probably already know this, but for the people who just started playing or just don't know, one of the ones I can show is freeze. When you hit a character with hydro and then with cryo, they'll get frozen for a couple of seconds, and if you keep hitting them with hydro and cryo, they'll get permanently frozen, which lets you deal all the damage you want without getting hit once. Apart from him being one of the only hydro DPS characters, apart from Xingqiu, he has some of the cleanest fighting animations in the game. Fighting a group of slimes or hilly turtles and comboing every single one of them is just so fun to watch. On top of that, there is a weapon that goes perfectly with his entire kit. The Verdescent Hunt is a Battle Pass exclusive weapon, which kinda sucks, but it's only really good for Childe. The passive gives you a 50% chance to create this whirlpool that sucks in enemies, which goes really well with Childe because he has an ability called Riptide, which basically does AoE hydro damage when you hit a crit. So if you're fighting a bunch of enemies, you can technically hit an enemy like 8 times in one hit, which is kinda cool. And that's kinda all the good stuff. The one thing that's really bad is how he has one of the worst color schemes in the game. Normally, if a character is pyro, they'll have some red accents to their clothing or character design. For example, Diluc has red hair, Yoimiya has red accents all along her character, and Klee has a completely red clothing. But Childe, he has blue eyes, so he must be hydro. Oh wait, he has a red scarf, so he's pyro? Oh wait, his clothes are gray. So what the f? My friend and I looked at some fan art about his outfit design and we both came to an agreement that it looks way better than how it looks in the actual game. Lastly, I still main Childe to this day and he's still really fun to play, but I'm probably gonna start maining Ayato when it comes out because a year and a half playing one character is a really long time. Anyways, Childe is the coolest character in the game, and if you don't think so, try turning your bow into a sword. Yeah, exactly. I win. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing. It's free and it really helps me out. I upload every Saturday, so I'll see you then. Bye-bye.